Not by might nor by power, but by my spirit, said the Lord of hosts. Not by might nor by power, but by my spirit, said the Lord of hosts. I'm alive, and that's the program that you listening to. The book of Enoch. Banned from the Bible, 3 books in one. Enoch, Jubilee, and Hashir. You read Hashir, free from the time he left of God to win the promised land the first time. Jubilee, prophecy, everything that was going to happen to us from the time we left the garden unto this day. Enoch, prophecy, uh, generation from generation, everything that was going to happen to us from generation to generation. I know I'll talk to you about it. The prophet for knowledge, wisdom, understanding, faith, patience, hope, judgment, the execution of righteous judgments, um, prophecy, everything is in that book. Testament of Solomon. Gotta know your demons. Gotta know your demons. Demons are they're here and they're running wild, just like Jesus told you it should be like in the time of Noah, and that's what you're dealing with. Testament of 12 Patriarchs. This one is written by Robert E. Charles, and that's why I'm here. To turn the hearts back, the hearts of the children back to the fathers, hearts. These are come to strike the earth with a curse. So who are the fathers? 12 fathers of the 12. The 12, well, who we come from? Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, Dan and Naphtali, Gad and Asher and Joseph. That's who we come from. That's who we are. Israel. That's who we are. God's chosen people. That's who we are. And those books makes up what? The Holy Bible. Then, boom, the Gnostic Gospel, Thomas, Mary, John. I know this book here was written by, but there's stuff, information there that's not of that they don't have in the Holy Bible. So they might have it in Scripture somewhere, but it's not in the Holy Bible. So that's what we are here today, to just go over certain things. Of course, you know I have the dreams. I know some of by now I know some of the things that I say have came true and came to pass, which is it's just thought. It's just thought. That's the judgment. I told you the judgment was no mercy. But anyway, people don't have to do nothing. They don't have to do nothing. If you can take God's punishment, you don't have to do nothing. But we know in the end what the true punishment is what? The lake of fire. That's the true punishment. The open pit. That's all the true punishment. So they can accuse you of whatever. Just because somebody tell you and they put a tag on you. They put an evil tag on us, but we are the most righteous people in the world. It wouldn't be for us, the Lord God would have been destroyed the earth. He would have been destroyed. Okay. Well, anyway, that's what I'm truly getting to. You know the two dreams? It's going out two dreams. First dream, I had a lot of dreams, but I can't remember all the dreams. But certain dreams the Lord God definitely wants you to remember. So I was in this, they had this big old truck. I just saw this truck. It was an advertisement truck where they had just like a giant screen on the back of the truck. The truck was white, and the truck tipped over. But after that, they had this young lady. She was talking, and she had on I want to say either red pants or black top, or black pants with a red top. And she was talking to one of her friends, and she was telling her friends, and they was already at some place partying. There had a lot of people around there. She said, I don't know if I could, she said, I have a big problem. And they said, well, what is the problem? She didn't tell the woman never got to ask what the problem. She said, I have a problem. The problem is that I want to go out tonight, and I don't have no clean underwear. And then she said, oh, don't worry about it. The same lady saying the same thing. Don't worry about it. I wear the ones that I got on. Just like that. That's what she said. That was the end of that dream. Okay. Man, I can't remember what was the second dream. Oh, second dream I was with one of my friends I used to work with. And we was in the parking lot and we was going into a storehouse. This storehouse was like a hardware storehouse. So, so as we walk in the parking lot, I see a familiar face, and the face looked. I see a familiar face, and the face looked like somebody that I knew, but at the time I couldn't think of it. You know how you see somebody, and at first you can't think of who they are, but then they'll come to you. But anyway, so I passed, and I seen his face, and I said, man, he looks familiar. And I didn't recognize him at first. Then when my friend came and said something, said, oh, I said, you know, to myself, I said, oh yeah, that's one of the people that work. Because when he looked at me, he frowned. But when he saw my friend, he was, you know, it was cordial to him, but it wasn't cordial to me. So the friend was Steve Carr. Yes, the white man was Steve Carr. That's who was in there. So after we go in there, we get into. So I had a dream about celebrities and people all the time. So this was Steve Carr. So we go in the hardware. So in the hardware, I had this chalk gun. So everybody don't know what a caulking gun is. But a caulking gun is the white stuff you put around to fill holes and do different things with. But this one, it was different. This one had like 2 heads on it. It had like 2 little cords with 2 heads on, like 2 eyes. And I had, it was a caulking gun that was made like that. So I said, man, I got to get some caulk for this gun. So when I go to get the caulking tool, the caulking tool for the gun was light, man. It barely had any caulking in it at all. I said, man, this thing is so light, man. So I said, don't worry, I got caulking at home. I'll just get that. And then I walk up to the counter, and then I woke up from that dream. So those are the 2 dreams. So, you know, during the program, I'll give you other dreams also. All right. So you also know that the judgment, one of the judgments had been passed. I didn't know God was going to work that fast about YouTube and Google. I told you, man, it's not over for them yet. It's not over for them. They never got to put the video back up. But give me a apology. You got to do that. And I didn't ask for that. All I just asked for, tell me what was wrong specifically. And I'll eliminate out the video. But it was a Time for Love Part 2. In the Time for Love Part 2, I went into the scripture. I went into Enoch, and Enoch chapter 98. I went into that. And then Enoch chapter 98. That's all you got to read. Banned from the Bible, Enoch chapter 98. And then I was in Ezekiel chapter 16, Ezekiel chapter 16. And so those 2 chapters tells you what was the problem with Sodom and Gomorrah. And so I was speaking up on that. Then I was telling them about I don't know what they complain about, because like I said, they never gave it to me. They was so vague and so broad, it could have been anything. But I'm just telling you what was in the video. And then then I was talking about the guns, the weapons of war, the guns. And tell them they should keep their guns. Shouldn't just give up their guns, because that's what they want you to do. Once you give up them guns, them demons can take over. And I can't understand what you're talking about, because flesh, I'm talking about flesh. I'm talking about no human being flesh. And these people going to take and splice the DNA, and going to have different type of creatures. They're already here, really. You just don't see them or know them. And they're going to have different type of creatures of all types and all forms and all shapes. That's what they're going to have. And and they're demons. And you're going to have a way to protect yourself, because you're going to see them, you're going to know them. And they're sure going to attack. So I don't know what they're talking about. So anyway, so they might take down this one too. So if they take down this one, then I have some idea of what they was talking about. But anyway, so that's a Time for Love Part 2. So that's what they did. Lord God passed a quick judgment. That judgment was so quick. Told them that, said, think about the law of God. When the law of God passed judgment on certain people, the whole world gonna know. They're gonna flash it across, the whole world gonna know. And you know that it's God's judgment. But he's not finished with them yet. Not finished with them. Not finished with nothing yet. They haven't even really started. I mean, certain things have started, but you're watching the birth of it, so it got to grow up and flourish. Well, anyway, so that's what we're talking about. All right. So now let's go to. We're going to Isaiah. That we're going. I think it's Isaiah chapter 3. Might be chapter 1. Let's see. Might be chapter. Uh, Isaiah. Let's see chapter 1. Uh, let's see. Because you are in these times. You're living prophecy. Prophecy has to be fulfilled. Prophecy have to be. Why? Because Jesus can't lie. Lord God can't lie. God can't lie. So now we're going to Isaiah chapter 3. So we're going to Isaiah chapter 3. And I want to read all this to you. Read all that. Isaiah chapter 4. Behold, the Lord of hosts, do take away from Jerusalem, from Judah, the stay and the staff, the whole state of bread, and the whole state of water. The mighty man, the man of war, the judge, and the prophet, the prudent and the ancient, the captain of 50, the honorable man, the counselor, the cunning auditor. I read this to you before. The eloquent auditor. And I will give children to be their prince, and babes shall rule over them. So you should know what I'm talking about. And the people shall be oppressed, everyone by another, everyone by his neighbor. The child shall behave himself proudly against the ancient, and the base against the honorable. When a man should take hold of his brother of the house of his father, saying, Thou hast clothing, be thou rule over us, and let this ruin be under thy hand. In that day shall he swear, saying, I will not be a healer, for in my house is neither bread nor clothing. Make me not a ruler of this people. I told you about the dream that I had. I'm going to repeat this dream. I had a dream when I was in Jamaica. And in Jamaica, they had this brass, just a brass wall, man. And I saw that first. Then after I saw that, I was like in a playground or something. And they had this fence that I had to go through. The fence had like bars of iron. And I went through that fence. Then I went up these stairs. And when I went up these stairs, they had this man. He was waiting on another man to come out, his friend or somebody to come. And all he had was a bottle of rum or whatever alcohol they was drinking. They had a bottle of liquor there. So when he came in, all they could do was just pull and drink, and they had nothing else in the house. They had this one table in the house, and they had no food, no nothing. That's all they had to drink. That's right. He showed me that dream. And then after that, I went downstairs, and then when I went downstairs, next scene, I was sitting on this like a picnic table at the park, the wooden picnic table. So when I was sitting on a wooden picnic table, I had as I would say, a plate, one of those what do you call that? Plastic plate. It's not a plastic plate, a paper plate. But this was made out of that styrofoam. So I had the paper plate in the little plastic fork. And I told you in this dream before, I can't remember was I was eating corn or I was eating barley, I was eating rice. And so after I finished eating the rice, I was with someone else, they was eating with me. After I finished eating the rice, I didn't know where I was at, what I was doing, anything. And they had these large ships that was in the port. And they had this man that was on this headphone. And he had on this headphone, and he was talking to these people about the shipments and the food. And then when I came up there and said, oh, here comes another one. And, he said, get away from me with begging and wanting food. And I said, man, I ain't come through that. I don't know where I'm at or who I am. And I, called 911 so I can know who I am. And he said, I ain't got no more corn to give out, or no more food to give out. That's what he said. He said corn, but we specifically said corn. So he said, I don't have no more corn or food to give out. And I looked over there, seen them big old ships coming in. And then after that, I woke up from the dream. But Yeah, so when you look in the so when they say when the law God showed me in Jamaica, I was in Jamaica, I just one of the islands, so you knew where all those islands are. And you know what's gonna happen. And it's happening now. Man, people don't have no food and nothing on them islands after that storm then passed. If you don't do nothing but listen to my videos, and once I get past the first 2 videos of the day, then you can cut it off and go somewhere else and look at something else, because basically I'm telling you what books to go read, and then I'm telling you what the law God gave me tonight, with that, the future or whatever should come to pass whenever it should come to pass. Because like I told you, there was death in that water. So that was the law God gave to me, and I gave it to you. Now, if you know, it's up to you to want it. All right, we're on Isaiah chapter 3, verse 8. For Jerusalem and Judah is fallen, because their tongue and their doing against the Lord, to revoke the eyes of his glory. The show of their countenance do witness against them, and they declare their sin as Sodom. They hide it not. Woe unto their souls, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves. Say ye to the righteous, that it will be well with him, for they shall eat the fruits of their doing. So, woe unto the wicked, it shall be ill with him, for the reward of his hand shall be given to him. And as for my people, children are their oppressor, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err and destroy the way of thy path. So who lead you and cause you to err? The pastor, the priest, the shepherd. I've been all over there with you. The Lord stand up to plead and stand up to judge the people. The Lord will enter into judgment with the ancients of his people and the prince thereof. For ye have eaten up the vineyard and spoil of the poor is in your house. So I told you, when the judgment and the ancient people, they was all around, what was the judgment? The judgment was no mercy. What mean ye that you beat my people to pieces and grind the faces of the poor, said the Lord God. So you know he talking to no mercy unto them. Moreover, the Lord said, because the daughter of Zion are hard and walk with stretched out forth necks and wanting eyes and walking missing as they go and making a tinkling with their feet. Therefore the Lord will smite with the scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and the Lord will discover their secret posts. That's happened already, man. Y'all women wearing those wigs and the weaves and all like that, and then they shaving and they shave themselves naked, buck naked. They shave all the hairs off their body, and the Lord will discover their secret parts. And that day the Lord will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments about their feet, their cords, their round ties like the moon, the chain, the bracelets, and the muffler, the binding, the ornament of legs, the headbands, the tablets, the earring, the rings, the nose jewels. And when you see these stones and everything, how they leave for place, that's the whole world gonna be like that. Only thing different now, you have these people, Coast Guard, and all these people come and rescue you. But when the time comes, ain't nobody rescue. The whole world gonna be like that. Ain't nobody coming to rescue you. The changing suit of apparel, the mantles, the whipples, the crisping pins, the glasses, the fine linen, the hoods, and the veil. And it should come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there should be stink. Instead of a girdle, a rent. Instead of well-set hair, baldness. Instead of a stomacher, a girding of sackcloth. And a burning instead of beauty. Thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty in the war. So that's what's going to be going on. And her gates shall lament and mourn, and she being desolate shall set upon the ground, having nowhere to go, nothing to do. And I saw that. I saw that when he was showing this woman with her children around her. Nothing she could do. No place to go. Nothing. That's why the Lord God tell you, I keep telling you the same old thing. Repent with your whole heart. Keep all his commandments, all 10 of the commandments. Come out of those church houses, all serving the Lord God, and depend upon the Lord God, and it shall go well with you. That's what the Lord God said, but they don't want to do that, man. You're still hooked up on these people, man. These people don't love you. pastors and preachers, all they care about their monies and things like that. And God gonna show you that's all they care about there. Oh yeah. All right, we're going to uh, the 12 patriarchs. I'm going to the testament of Issachar, the fifth son of Jacob and Leah. So that's where we're going at. And we're going to page 63. All right. For on all the poor and oppressed I bestowed good things of the earth in the singleness of my heart. And now hearken to me, my children, and walk in the singleness of your heart. For I have seen in it all that will well pleasing to the Lord. The single-minded man covet not gold, he overreaches not his neighbor, he longeth not after manifold dainties, he delighteth not in vile apparel, he do not desire to live a long life, but only waited for the will of God. And the spirit of deceit hath no power against him. For he looketh not on the beauty of woman, lest he should pollute his mind with corruption. There is no envy in his thoughts, nor malicious person make his soul to pine away, nor word insatiable desire his mind. For he walk in the singleness of soul. And behold, all things of uprightness of her shining eyes may even through the arrows of the world, lest he shall see the perversion of any of the commandments of the Lord God. Keep therefore, my children, the Lord God in great singleness, and walk in godliness, and play not the busybody with the business of your neighbor, but love the Lord and your neighbor, and have compassion on the poor and the weak. Bow down to husband. Wait, I'm gonna stop right there. So that's Issachar. And so when they talk about my videos, hate and all that, man, all I'm telling you is warning you about what is still to come, and it's coming. And so when you pass judgment up on me, God gonna pass judgment up on you. And what happened this time, I didn't even know it was gonna be that quick. But like the motorcycle was quick, man. That judgment was quick against YouTube and Google. But it's just starting. Let me tell you something, man. And I told you, listen to one of my other videos and one of the other dreams. I told you, a voice just told me. I'm looking at the man telling me, an audible voice, and I said, the first year I'm coming to cut off your right hand. The second year I'm cut off your left hand. Third year he got up and took my head and turned my head like that. Let me know. The third year I'm coming to cut your head off. So that's what's happening. You don't see it, but that's what's happening. So, you keep on now. Just all I can do is warn and tell you, keep God's holy covenant. And you have this people not by might. I know the lighting is bad, but it's not by might, not by power. And that people have a lot of instructions on, a lot of instructions. And they worry about the wrong thing. Pleasing man. Pleasing man, and you got to, but I have a thought. All I can do is think about why they took down the Time of Love post. But if they was to give, like I said, if they were to just write out, tell me what sections and what is, then I just take it out the video. Because they have a lot of other information. You don't throw away, just like I tell you all the time about my little mistakes and mispronouncing words and mispronouncing vowels and all that, man. That's foolishness, man. Like what I say, it's a running joke. Because that doesn't have it. It's a running joke because it's about the law of God. And I'm telling you what books to go pick up, what books to read, what the Lord gives me to give to you. And if you can read that, you should be able, because I have, like I said, I have floaters in my eye, and the floaters will run across a word a little tight and make it an error. That's just one of the problems. Other problem is, you get older, your mind is not on those things. If God don't put it on your mind, won't even come close to your mind. Then when you walk and sing the heart, as your brother tells you to walk and sing the heart, your mind be strictly on the law of God and will say, all right. So we're on page 64. We go on to 6, the iniquity of the last time. So that's what you're living in. You're living in the last time. Know ye therefore, my children, that in the last time your son will forsake singleness. You will cleave unto insatiable desire, and leaving the in godliness you will drive near to malice. Forsaking the commandments of the Lord, they will cleave unto the Belial. Leaving husband, they will follow after their own wicked devices. So all those things that you there'll be the read some more. There'll be diverse, and I have read this in other testaments too. They will be dispersed among the Gentiles. They shall serve the enemies. That's what they're doing. And ye therefore give these commandments to your children, that they sin and that they be more quickly returned to the Lord. For he is merciful and will deliver them, even to bring them back into their land. So that's what this is all about. That's what they don't want to know. Like I told you before, these people making money, tons of money off. And then after that, they're stealing your essence. I told you that with the Lord God showed me that they're stealing your essence. Truth. So on the videos, I looked at the video on CBS this morning, and so I went on online to watch CBS.com to watch the whole entire video as it played. But they played the video day before the judgment, and I didn't know. And they have a way of turning the way they want. So they turned it and made it seem like that everything was okay, and they just these children was making a whole lot of money, and their parents were making a whole lot of money. It was all right. But then the truth comes out. And that they really exploiting the children, and for the parents for their gains. So that's what came out. That was the law. That was the law said it was doing. And so you're gonna try to criticize me. Like I told you, they're gonna put a bad tag on you when they are the ones that are doing what's wrong, not doing what's right. That's what they do. That's how Satan do. So so that's how Satan. All right. We're going to Zeblebla. That's the sixth son, Zeblebla, and we're going to page 70. I observe therefore the waters to know when they flow together, to sweep along the stones, trees, earth, all and other things. But if they are divided into many streams, the earth will swallow them up, and they become of no account. So shall you also be divided. Be not ye therefore divided into two heads. For everything which the Lord made had but one head, 2 shoulders, 2 hands, 2 feet, but all things remaining members. Remember Apostle Paul? Apostle Paul told you about that. Apostle Paul, but now you know where Apostle Paul got it from. Yep. All right. So now the Zebulun 9, and we're going to Zebulun the prophecy concerning this posterity. For I learned in the writings of my father that you should be divided in Israel. You shall follow 2 kings. You shall work the abomination, and your enemies shall lead you captive, and you shall be evil and treated among the Gentiles, and with many infirmities and tribulation. And after these things you shall remember the Lord and repent, and he shall have mercy upon you, for he is merciful and compassionate. He set it down in account evil against the sons of man. For he set it not down in account evil against the Son of Man, because they are flesh and are deceived through their own wicked deeds. So that's to say. So I can go more, but that's the brother. I want to tell you, go get the book so you can learn. But I'm telling you that to say this: your brothers warned you, and I'm getting back to the video there. So they have this. They have Esau. They have Esau child. They got hot and start speaking. It get hot. So, like I told you, remember how they had this black woman, one of Israel children, one of Israel women, one of Israel daughter, married to a white man, and they have these 2 daughters, and they exploiting the 2 daughters. Yep. And now the Lord God said, the Lord God, in any book you go to, you read, the first thing he tell you, in any one of these books that I showed you, I'm not going to read it to you. In any one of the books I showed you, you can go in there and they tell you, see, don't marry a strange woman or marry a strange man, because they're going to turn your heart what? Away from God. And that's what they're doing. But I ain't worried about it. All I can do is tell you, repent with your whole heart, return to his law, keep all 10 of his commandments, and repent. That's what I'm here to tell you, because it's here. You're not paying attention because you're not reading, you're not studying, you're not trying to get the knowledge of God. All you worried about is those 10 goals that Nimrod got you serving. That's all you worried about. That's what you're worried about. Until you change your full heart and keep all 10 commands. And not worried, because the Lord God told you only a remnant shall be saved. That's a small piece. What do you say? Many are called, but few are chosen. Told you that. Then he told you many shall choose the broad path, but only few shall choose that narrow path. So I'm just telling you, it's here. It's here. It's here. You don't have to worry about it. If I'm Elijah, which I am Elijah, and I'm here, so what do you say? I'm going to send you Elijah. I'm going to send you Elijah for the great and death we did. So I'm saying that to tell you this also. They're just going to call it a fluke. The judgment that just was passed on them, and I told them that the judgment was coming down against them before it happened. They're going to say, nah, that's just a fluke. But all the time, man, do the same thing. Man, they done it with Jesus. They were looking for a king and a prince or somebody with all that vain glory that come along. Things that would not profit. And all they had was just a humble man coming forward. Yeah, humble man coming forward. So that's all you got to get. Humble man coming forward. So like I said, I expect all that to happen. It happened to me before. And that's, Jesus told you too. Jesus said, well, it happened. Okay, this, I don't know, let me see. I'm wrapping this up. I only have a few little minutes left. You know, my videos start getting shorter, but they get more serious. I told you, as time goes on, they're gonna get. You ain't seen nothing yet. I was with my cousin. We drove and we came to this tree. I walked under the tree to see what kind it was. It was a coconut tree, and as soon as I looked up, the fruit started to fall into my hand. I was catching them and picking them up. My cousin said, "Yes, that's how they do it. Just fall from the tree, and you have to watch them." I picked a lot of them up and put them in the back of my truck. We went to the bank. We went to the bank. We went to the bank, but usually we go to the bank in New York. But this time we went into another bank. I said to myself, he must don't have it like that anymore. So I said he must don't have it like that anymore. So, you know, he changed bank and things must be going bad for him. Or he stopped going to see to whom he was going to see after we have gone to the bank. All right. So we went into the bank. They had a lot of people there. We sat down with a representative. They start talking. The representative looked at me, and oh man, he looked at me. He said about, all right, he started talking. He was about to say something that he didn't want me to hear. So he started talking to somebody else. I got up, but the chair I was sitting in, I kept with me. It rolled, so I was at him, talking to him. Then I was in a rolling chair, so I rolled to another place. And as I was sitting, I rolled the chair to the back of the bank. This man looked at me as I was rolling the chair. I don't see any. As I was rolling the chair, I said, I don't see any other chair. So I just kept that chair. So I said, I don't see any. I'm keeping this one. I rolled it until I got until another booth. They had children sitting down waiting on their parents. So I kept rolling, got into another cubicle. And I say booth on here, but it's another cubicle. And they had children sitting down there waiting on their parents. The next thing I knew, I was standing in front of the bank with 3 other men. I turned and looked to my right, and I saw a vision of 2 horses. So when I looked at my right, they had it was a plain wall, And on the wall, I saw a vision. Cause now I'm dreaming. Now this the first. That's not the first time this happened to me. But I said usually I don't see it like I saw it that time. And I looked to the wall. Then the vision appeared. Then they had two horses. Two horses. Two black horses. I looked to my right and I saw the vision of two black horses. Two black horses. And I said, do you see that? And turned and looked again, and it was gone for a second or two. But it appeared unto them also. So my cousin and them, they saw the three men that was what they saw the two black horses, the vision of the two black horses also. Okay. It was in full colors, this time with red, white, and other colors, and it was very vivid. So the two black horses, and then when it turned down again, it was full of colors, and the colors will tell you it was in full color this time with red, white, and other colors. So you know who that was, and it was very vivid. They had a man that jumped off the he jumped out of the vision. He jumped out of the vision. That's what he did. The man he jumped out of the vision with a white tie wrapped around his head. So you know how they show in these martial art movies or Chinese Asian movies, something like that. And they had that white tie wrapped around his head. So you had a tie wrapped around his head like you see in the Asian movie, and a white shirt with white pants on, and he started slaying people in the street on the sidewalk. And then the vision was gone. So he had, I told you I seen this vision. And he had the Asian man, I know he was Asian because the sword that he had was a long sword, but it started slim and then it flattened out. It was a flat sword. But at the end of it, it didn't have a point. It just had the flat thing going across. That's what it was. All right. I asked, do you see that? And I said, when he had never seen nothing like that. And I said, have you ever seen? I said, I have never seen nothing like that. So that was my first time seeing I was in a dream. In a dream, I saw a vision. And then in this vision, man, and I've seen visions before. Yeah, I've seen visions before that. But in this one, the two black horses came, a man jumped out, started slaying them people on the sidewalk. After he killed a few of them, then he jumped back in there in the vision. He jumped right back in the two black horses. So these things coming. These things haven't came to pass. They're coming. Oh yeah, it's coming. And we walked down where we saw the vision. It was just a wall. So we walked down where all that taking place. It was just a wall. And as we got there, he told the other two men to go back to the bank. And he said he could do that. As I was walking behind him, he had on black pants with a stripe, looked like pink and white striped shirt. That's what it looked like. And as we went into the building, it was another bank. I don't know whether I was in the bank when I saw this vision, but I was sitting down, and the room looked like a classroom. And I was next to this desk watching this person type on this old typewriter. So this person was, when I say type on the old, I saw this person typing on an old typewriter. It appeared to be an old typewriter. That's what it appeared to be. I'm finished reading now. I'll explain it to you. All right. So I sit down. This person looked like in a classroom, desk watching this person type on this old type of typewriter, but it looked like a modern one. The ribbon was like very up to date. It was like no typewriter I have ever seen. And as they was typing, I saw and heard this man speaking on the prophet Ezekiel. So I started saying the scriptures along with him, talking about the wrath of the Lord God, of thus saith the Lord. So like I told you, I had an old program. I had a program on WBOK.com, on WBOK, 12:30 a.m. in New Orleans. So when the Lord God would give me a dream or vision like this here, what I'll do, I'll type in 2 black horses. I'll do it now. There's no problem. I'll type in 2 black horses. And I'm quite sure I've done it that before. So I'll type it. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna finish with that. 2 black horses. Let's see. All right, so it doesn't say. Let me see. Don't see. Just give me a check. Just give me. Let me see. All right. Revelation chapter 6. Revelation chapter 6. I'm not gonna go through all of it. I'm just going. All right. I went out, and another horse that was red. The power was given him that he set upon to take peace from the earth, and they shall kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. And when he had opened the 3rd seal, I heard the 3rd beast say, Come and see, and beheld, lo, a black horse. And he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. And I heard the voice in the midst of the 4 beasts say, A measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see that you heard not the oil and the wine. All right, so now you know. So that's what I would do. Now, and so then the next, that's what I would do. But I'll read the whole chapter. I'll read the whole chapter, Revelation 6 and 5. But he already showed me, the Lord God has shown me too many different times about these horses and what they do. So right now, like I told you, when he gave me the dream of Donald Trump was with Steve Bannon. And Steve Bannon called me the N-word, and Donald Trump told me, don't do that. And then the next thing you knew, Donald Trump was sitting on a red horse. And then when he said that, then you go to not only Revelation chapter 6, you go to the book of Daniel. And Daniel tell you about a man that's a raise up taxes, was a raise up turf, that's a raise up taxes. So that's Donald Trump. So when you talk about all of that, when Donald Trump says he's chosen, believe me, Donald Trump is chosen. Now, you don't have to take my word for it, because everybody always think people are chosen for do good, but they got people that are chosen to do evil and wicked things also. All right? But anyway, Donald Trump is a chosen man. And know how you're a chosen man? Whatever he's doing and everything he say, can't nothing touch him and nothing going to happen to him. Know why? Because God chose him to do something. Then after that, then something going to happen to him. But until then, there ain't nothing going to happen to Donald Trump. And remember who told you that. Now, go say, oh, that old Elijah, he didn't say something else wrong. Go ahead and tell him that. So but anyway, so Donald Trump was riding a red horse. So then, now after that, this dream here come up. The 2 black horses and the banks. See, all that's connected. Those banks gonna fail. Now, when Google and what that other people name, YouTube and all them, you got to worry about that. Well, you bragging about the $121 billion and no more than a drop in the bucket for the fine that you got. Okay. But remember this. I want you to remember this. The world is the Lord and the fullness thereof. That's in Psalms chapter 24, verse 1. The world is the Lord and the fullness thereof. So, man, you're being deceived. You're being deceived. And watch. Just keep watching. And remember who told you that. Remember who told you that. Remember the punishment that's being brought for. Because why? All you had to do was just take and put the video back up. Or just take and tell me, say, well, this was wrong with the video, and we would have taken care of that. I would have taken care of that. It's no big deal. It's not I'm angry or nothing. But when what you did, you angered God. You're not hurting me, you hurting God. You're trying to hurt God. Can a man hurt God? No. But judgment has been passed upon you. And you're gonna see. Keep watching. You're gonna see you're gonna be so broke you might even kill yourself. I'm just telling you. You might commit suicide. I'm just telling you. Because you gotta remember in 1929, when that stock market crashed, there had people jumping out of windows. All I can do is tell you. All right? Now you can take this video down. About 45 minutes up. But you can take this video down also. But anyway, let me get back to we say. So we say type 1 I saw. I'm not making 2 videos. Type written I have ever seen before. And was typing I saw and heard the man speaking on the prophet Ezekiel. And along with him talking about the wrath of God and the law of God, thus say the Lord. Oh man, I gotta make another video. Not by might, not by power, but by my spirit, say the Lord of hosts. And all I can do is tell you they got a part 2 to this video.